Welcome back to Dose of Glam by C. It has been such a long time since I talked to you guys. Yeah, I think the last video I posted, let me see. The last video that I posted on my channel was 10 months ago. And I believe this was like right before Valentine's Day. I posted like a get ready with me makeup video right there. So just to start with some updates or whatever, I chose to kind of take a break from YouTube last year and social media, like as far as me, as far as I go. Um, to a degree, I gave people like little bites here and there, whatever. But I really 2021 was y'all. Let's just talk about it. 2021 was it was a good year. It was an eye-opening year for me. I don't know about for everybody else, but it was an eye-opening year for me in my personal strides and the things that I've been trying to accomplish and limit my distractions and all of that. However, I have made a conscious promise to myself this year for 2022. I've made a conscious promise to create more content, to actually be consistent with my posting. So just to like backstep a little bit, I turned 31 last year. Whoop, 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 whoop. 31, hey, 31 and still, you know what I'm saying? And I'm now kind of in a place where I'm somewhat comfortable talking about it. So I decided, why not just share it here? I know a lot of my friends and family, people close to me, and even whoever may be just my few, subscribers here and on Instagram that might not know me personally, noticed like a shift in my posting. So about a week after my birthday, I suffered a minor stroke. So I'm now at a place where I can kind of like talk about it without getting emotional. Not the circumstances that led up to the minor stroke, but I can at least discuss this. So yeah, last year, imagine you turned 31. I had a great girls' night out with, my friends that were able to come out. We went to a little lounge, or not a little, we went to, I believe it's a black-owned lounge off Candler Road in Decatur, Georgia, if you're familiar with, the metro Atlanta area. Like, the way I feel about my birthday is literally whatever I want to do on that day, I get up and do whatever that is. So on my birthday, if I want to just get up and get my nails done, I'm gonna go get my nails done. If I want to go see a movie or I want to go shopping, I'm gonna go do that. But as far as like partying and things like that, I can do that in the safety of my home. Anyway, let's get back to what we're updating, right? So yes, I suffered a minor stroke a week or so after my birthday due to, we'll just call it like high level stress. I was hospitalized for that. That was very hard during a pandemic because my parents, they're high risk. Because of their health issues, so they were not able to get on a plane to come here. Like when you hear that someone has a stroke, it's somebody older. Usually it's not the norm for someone young, let alone in their 30s, early 30s, to suffer a stroke. But there are things that can happen in life and stressors that can bring that upon, and that's what I learned. That took a lot out of me. I was able to stay with one of my college friends again, Keela. My Memphis boo, what's up, baby? What's up, baby? I can't wait for girls' night. We do that. Or, she's been kind of starting that trend like at least once a month. Us as young black women, we just go out and celebrate and just dine out in luxury. So shout outs to you, Killer. You my baby G. I love you, girl. I'm so thankful that I have a friend in my life that I can talk to, that I can be myself, that doesn't judge me with certain situations that we've been in since we're in college. Hold on. Okay, and we're back. Got a little emotional. Had to like just rear it back for the sake of makeup. Not because I'm afraid of showing my emotion. I just feel like it's such a trend of people crying on video, and it's like that's the last place, the last place I want to see myself crying at is on video. I like to cry in the safety of my home. I am very prideful. I've been a very prideful person most of my life. The way that I was raised, I have foreign parents. The way that we're raised is to kind of keep your emotion in house, you know what I'm saying, and kind of brave the world with a brave face and poker face. It just felt really nice, and it made me feel secure that in one of the lowest times of my life that I had a friend or that I had people here to support me in those times. I've been told by other friends that I'm the strong friend, right? So normally when I go through things, I keep it to myself. In the past, I realized that keeping it to myself is not. Gotta let somebody know what's going on, you know? So I'm looking at notes on my phone. I just wanted to say, Keela, if you're watching, you know what you did, girl. You know what you did. You know I love you, girl. You know I love you. After I left the hospital, coming back home was kind of hard. If you look up symptoms of a stroke, most people are used to someone's face, like the side of their face kind of like drooping. That's usually one of the first signs that someone is having a stroke, or like slurred speech or things like that. Mine was stress induced, so it wasn't something I was expecting. And because of that, my symptoms, where my primary care was like, hey, you had a stroke, I suffered like short term memory loss. You know, I was sleeping a lot. I had to get an MRI done to make sure that there was no, make sure that my skull, this big head, you know what I'm saying, this beautiful big brain, this creative brain was straight and that there was no bleeding on the brain. I still have to follow up a little bit with a neurologist, but I'm not nervous anymore about that. I kind of had to take my time to gain my strength back after, that occurred. So it's just been taking me a while to like get back here. I'm used to doing everything. Like I get up 5 a.m. every day, stretching, yoga, workout, bring my son to the bus stop, do soaps, do hair, do makeup, do this, do that. And for once in my life, my body literally was like, you need to sit down. You need to sit down, girl. Like, what you doing? You've been moving and shaking so much that now I have to sit you down. Now you have to rest. You know what I'm saying? One thing I just want to share with people, get out of your own head. When someone is going through theirs, it is very unfair to project your way of dealing with things onto someone else, especially if they are not used to, or this is their first time dealing with something like that. All we can see people from is on the outside, okay? And never judge a book by its cover, because just because someone doesn't look like they have a disability or are dealing with something medical does not mean they're not. I don't even know how else to like convey that, because it should really be like common sense, you know what I'm saying? But we live in a world where people go more off of like, what is it, expectation, or like a false reality versus like the actual reality and what people are saying to them. The way that they perceive it, they'll make it their own perception, This is where communication comes in, asking people how they are, versus assuming how you see their movements or how they deal with things is the way you would deal with things. I feel like right now, especially with the pandemic, we are living in a world where social media is literally killing people, is breaking up friendships, is breaking up relationships, family, all of that, all because of what people are false perceiving based off of a photo and a caption. When you can call people, if you have access to be able to call that person, just do that, But these are just my opinions. I said I didn't want to do so many disclaimers, because I feel like how I feel is how I feel, just like how you feel is how you feel. And I think I've said that pretty much on most of my videos. This is my perception. These are based off my experiences. What I'm saying and what I do, if it affects you, don't watch. Don't follow me, because the way that I have been pushing positivity and mental health awareness is really to inspire others. And that is why I'm sharing my story with people, where I would normally be very private about my downfalls. But I said this year, I wanted to start the year off, being just me, just like not caring what people think or none of that. The road to recovery hasn't been all the best. What killed me the most, I didn't have the strength to like go to the gym or be as active as I normally am, and that killed me. Fitness, that is a big part of my mental health. Fitness literally changed my life. Like, I've been doing fitness for a minute. Like, when you cheerlead and stuff, like, that's cool. But as an adult, becoming a mother, a new body, when you become a mother, having to adjust to that body, then adjusting to how society thinks you should be, you know, I just kind of said that. Like, let's be real. Like, um, I'm very proud of my body, even though, comments or like bullying and, things I dealt with in the past, I've kind of like whatevered all that, because it's like at the end of the day, I really don't care what someone else thinks, just as long as I know I'm okay, just as long as I see myself as beautiful, just as long as I accept me, God accepts me, and that's that. And that's that on that. It's not so much about the physical, it's about the mental. I started my workout journey in 2019, not because I wanted to get skinny or lose weight or anything like that. It wasn't about that. It was so I could gain strength. Okay, you see that? See this little gun trying to come back? I've been going to the gym every day for the past 7 days. Well, except today. Today was my rest day, but but you see that? You see that? Oh, I'm sweating. You see that? It's like I can't move as fast as I want to. My son Cameron, he's so used to me doing everything. He called me Wonder Woman. He see me do so much. And then so to not be able to really took a hit at my pride. I had so many things planned to do at the end of the summer business wise for my company, chunkasoap.com. Check it out, check it out, check it out. We're trying to make a comeback right now. But yeah, like I kind of checked out a little bit. I was tired. When you suffer a minor stroke, that deals directly with your brain. I was tired. I was tired physically and mentally. So where people are used to me moving around and being bubbly and this and that, I had to take a step back. It sucks, but sometimes in life, people close to us take that personal without asking what's going on. But then I've also found even when you tell them, it doesn't matter. Like, they hear you, but it's like, some they hear you, but they like, how does that apply to me? Like, what does that change for me, for you, for our relationship? Because I couldn't do some of the physical things that I'm used to doing, I had to kind of think about career change or like business change, starting a new business, something, because I'm like, I can't physically do what it is I'm used to doing, what people are used to seeing me do. But at the same time, like, I love doing those things, so let me just focus on gaining my strength back so that I can do those things. And that's what I've been doing. Oh, check me out. Minor stroke, okay? Minor stroke. June. July was really hit or miss for me. Now here comes August. It's a pandemic. My son is starting kindergarten for the first time. That was just so hard, like trying to figure that out. And then, so what I found out also with having a minor stroke, which I didn't really need a doctor to tell me because I've been saying it for years, but you know how the Black community, minority communities kind of stray away from mental health. I was diagnosed with PTSD and anxiety. Now, I've been known I had that. Like, let's just be clear. I think most of us millennials have that, but I've been knew I had that. But knowing that I had it, speaking to a therapist in my primary care and taking the proper steps to handle it and manage it, that's been everything for me. I was so upset at first because I'm like, dang, now that I know for sure, it's like I have to accept this. But it's not like, how do I make it go away? It's how do I manage it? How do I make sure I'm comfortable? If I feel anxious, what coping mechanisms can I do that are healthy to push me through it? With that being said, I spent a lot of time to myself again, kind of in like a solitude, but also like gaining my strength back and making sure that I communicate with people I'm close to. I had to. That was helpful. Like, therapy, I'll say, was very helpful. But what I found, even speaking to my therapist, she was like, it sounds like the gym is your safe place. Like, that's where you like to be. With the pandemic, a lot of gyms was closed, including the one where I live. So that kind of sucked because I'm like, I have anxiety. I'm scared to go out there. I've been blessed, thank God, that me and my son, that during this pandemic, we've pretty much had a good bill of health, and I'm going to make sure the best that I can do within my control that we can keep it that way, because just cuz, you feel me? After kind of starting to get back in the motions of things physically, I realized that here is not back where I need it to be. So that hence why I say, visiting, seeing a neurologist, like taking my health more seriously, paying attention to my body and my body language when I'm in situations where I'm uncomfortable or being around people where I feel like I might be triggered. I've been removing myself from that, because when my doctor says you're 31 and you're too young to be having a stroke, I'm gonna listen. That's who I'm gonna listen to. You know what I'm saying? When I'm not feeling my normal self, that something was wrong. I won't like disclose too much, but like I still am having certain issues. Every day I just try to put my best foot forward. That's just kind of how I deal with life. I've been kinder to myself. I've been more patient with myself. I constantly been reminding myself, you went through something that you've never been through, that was traumatic for you, and it's okay. Just as long as we don't stay stuck in that space, but also no one's coming to save you. I've had to tell myself that many times in my life. No one's coming to save you, girl. No one's coming to save you, girl. You wanna be saved, save yourself. You wanna move around, or you wanna do something else. You're not a tree. Move. This is my voice to me and myself. It's not as mean anymore, because I used to really talk down myself. It's more like tough love and courage, and being realistic with myself. Once I got my anxiety managed, it made me realize how much I've been missing out on, because I've just been scared. Like, I just been scared, and I'm not having the tools, or the help, the tools to like aid in that. Now that I do, let's see, fall came, my son turned 6. My mother was able to come and visit, and that was everything. That was everything. I needed that when my mama came through, because I haven't seen her in, yeah, almost 2 years, because she was here right before Atlanta shut down. That was everything. I needed that. I needed my mom. I'm very close to my mom. She's my best friend. That's my girl. What's up? If you watching, mama? Sorry, I'm cussing and stuff. We already talked about that though, so we good. That was everything. I pretty much stayed up under my mom the whole time she was here. She kind of helped me iron some things out. I was able to go to a couple concerts, safely, of course, masking up. Started back kind of going on dates, because I've been single for, let's see, maybe like a little over however many months it was since my last relationship ended last year. I took time. Like, when that relationship ended, I took my time, got back into myself, because that's just how I work. But yeah, around the fall, I said, okay, you know what? It's like I'm feeling, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like, okay, mama could get back out there. And that's what I did. Even with fear going out, I reconnected with someone I dated like years ago, and that was cool. Just realizing that, like, I want to go out. Like, I want to do things. You know what I'm saying? I need to enjoy life and not live in fear. Holidays came. I spent the holidays with great friends and family. December came. This end of year, I went home. I haven't been to Boston in 3 years. Three, bro. Three. Trey. All Trey of them years. Men I've been home. That I needed. I haven't seen my dad in 3 years. We FaceTime every day. Don't get it twisted. But I just haven't seen my dad. I didn't get to hug my dad, my nieces, my older sister, my cousin. I realized that I've just been, like, when it comes to social media and things, I've been trying to be like really respectful, just because of my family. And they know me. Like, I'm the youngest in my family, but they're not used to. Nah, let me stop. They're used to hearing me talk. I've been talking my whole life. But maybe they're not used to hearing me talk about some of the things that I talk about now, because I'm older. I'm a young woman. I'm in my 30s now. I'm grown. Like my mama said, you grown. Like my daddy said, you grown. So this is where we're at. We miss each other so much. I realize how similar we are, and then he also does too. With like some of the things I deal with, like his advice, his advisement, and his support, like, means so much to me. We don't always get along, but who gets along with their family? Who out here? Drop a comment in below. Drop a comment in below if every holiday season around your family it's peaches and daisies. It's not always that way. We try to make it that way, but it's not always that way. One thing I will say though, I love them down, okay? And this trip home and the conversations that I had with my mom and dad and them reassuring me and letting me know that they are so proud of me for leaving our small town and coming down here on my own at 18 and trying to make a name for myself here and trying to build connections here by myself, and just everything I've done being self-employed and my ups and downs, going back to work, going back to school, everything, having a kid, having to raise my son by myself, that means everything to me. Like, I'm super girly and everything, but I also don't mind getting in there and handling what needs to be done. Talking to them about some of the things that is hard to talk about, that, even hard for them to talk about or hard for them to listen to me talk about, it needed to be done. And I just felt like I came back to Atlanta with so much support and so much wisdom and so much love. Like, I needed to go back to where I'm from to remember who I am. I've always been able to like talk to my parents. They've come and visit and stuff, but it's different when you have your family here. But I've made family here. I've made friends and family here. And I'm so thankful for them. Like, oh, I'm hearing the words from your mom and dad. Run it, baby. Do your thing. Don't worry about what nobody else thinks. Don't even worry about what we think. Do what's best for you. We trust you. We get you. We see your vision. That's all I needed. You understand? That is all I needed, because that's who I've always cared about at the end of the day. That's whose opinions always matter to me. It wasn't my friends. It wasn't, bosses at jobs. Nobody. It's my parents, because without them, where would I be at? They encouraged me to come here. I could have stayed in Massachusetts and went to Northeastern or went to BU or Harvard, MIT, whatever, but I wanted to come here because I saw vision. And now, because of what has changed here in Atlanta, they also see that same vision, and they also understand that the job market is different, and they encourage our generation. They were probably one of the only baby boomers, like couples, that actually encourage our generation. They're so proud of us. Like, y'all just got out here and said, you know what, I'm gonna make a way for myself. I'm gonna make positions for myself if they're not gonna put me in the position. I'm gonna start my own company. So he's a little more old school, so he doesn't really like, his whole idea of like Facebook and social media and things. He's like, nah, like, I know who I am. I'm not looking for no validation online. You know what I'm saying? And not to say I am or anybody is, but he comes from an old school mindset of being very private, which I also have a lot of. I'm very private, but I'm also very sociable. So what I decide to put out on my YouTube or decide to put out on social media is my choice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I pick and choose what I want to share. But this video right here is very big of me to share because I don't know, my vulnerabilities, like, I'm trying to challenge those, and my whole situation made me realize, yo, it's okay. Like, this is real life. Like, you'll think like, oh, that'll never happen to me, or whatever, but things happen, and it's about what you do after the fact to, you know what I'm saying? It's about what you do after the fact. Like, no one's saying don't grieve or, be upset, or, it's all a process, but get to a point of where you can get out of it. It took me a while to get to this point where I'm even able to speak on it without crying or getting upset or like kind of rehashing the whole thing. So yeah, we making tiny strides. You know what I'm saying? It might not be big strides, but we making strides. I also told myself, with it being 2022, I just gotta let stuff go. Like, this was one of the best New Year's I've ever had. The way it was brought in, I flew back to Atlanta on New Year's Eve, but the New Year's Day, I spent New Year's Day out with my friends at a lounge, And I think that was like the best idea for us to go on the first because everybody had already partied New Year's Eve. So when we went on that Saturday night on the first, it was pretty much dead in there. We was pretty much the only people in there, but then people came later, but we was the life of the party. We always are. As I mentioned before, I've been, I had started dating again, like allowing guys to like court me, go on dates and like communicating with people. But I met someone that this is cringy. Because I never talk about my yeah, I haven't really been too vocal about my dating life or like people I talk to and stuff because, you know, I get scared. I used to get scared like when something good would happen, I would always think something bad gonna happen. I don't think like that no more. I'm living in the present. But I met someone. He's a really sweet guy. I'm thankful that I met him. And so he came out to meet us. It was supposed to be a girls' night. We had got a section, bottles, whatever. But I hadn't seen him because I'd been home for 2 weeks. We FaceTime and everything. But I was so glad that he came out. I know he probably was tired because I think he went out the night before with like his homeboys and stuff. I was just glad that he came by and I had a great time. It was nice to just feel comfortable, just again with like being out with someone and also being around people I'm close to and them getting to see me in that space because that's something that, like I said, so if you're watching, babe, like like yeah, so I'm not gonna touch too much on that, but what I will say is dating in your 30s is totally different than in your 20s because I realize errors I made that I forgive myself for in my 20s. So now it's like dating someone now, it's really at like what's your love language? You know what I'm saying? Like realizing and asking them what's theirs, you know? It's just different. When you like you recognize certain things or you've gone through certain experiences, um I don't know, it's just different. It's just different. But what I will say about Babe is that he is so patient with me. I can be a lot. I talk a lot. He's so attentive to me. The conversations that we have is like I don't know, make me think. You know what I'm saying? Um, he's a very like what I like about him the most. What I'll say is that he's so chill. Like I am kind of like borderline high strung, borderline like adult hyperactive, whatever disorder, ADHD, PTSD, anxiety. Like I just feel like I have all these things, right? But when I talk to him, even talking to him about those things, like he doesn't make me feel ashamed. He doesn't make me feel embarrassed or anything. It's like he asks to gain understanding. You know what I'm saying? Not to use it against me. And for that, like I mean, but yeah, so that's been pretty cool. Um yeah, I don't know. Now I'm getting all smiley. Ooh. 2022 is off to a great start. I just feel so comfortable with myself that, and I'm trying to ensure that nothing can shake me. I've already been shook up a little bit with, the past few years and things that have gone on. But that trip home, um, getting acceptance and just understanding from my parents and them understanding everything it is that I want to do for our whole family, pretty much, that means everything to me because I never want to like embarrass my parents or make them feel like, oh, she went too far. But at the end of the day, I have always, and they know that and they see it now. Like they call me CJ. My family calls me CJ, and they're like, CJ's always been so expressive. She's always been creative. I just always been like that. And if you see, I'm gonna try to like whatever it is. What's that? Pip like some video in here of our holiday shenanigans back at home. Cause I swear people like see me on social media and be like, oh, this girl like she's so crazy. Like she's always dancing and hyping da da da. I'm really like that in real life. Like I'm really like that in real life. My parents, my family is really like that. I'm the youngest, so if I'm like that, imagine my parents. Like, you know what I'm saying? I love music. I love anything creative, dance, whatever. And it literally comes from right here. I did, I don't want to talk like too much about it because I'm not all the way sure what I can and can't say. But what I'll say is I finally got like an ambassadorship. This company specializes in productivity in terms of our mental health, which is something that I feel very passionate about. They have reached out to me after, I guess, reviewing my Instagram, which I don't even have 2,000 followers on there. Like, I'd be so surprised, like, how am I even getting, how are people even finding my page, like, based off hashtags or certain things? But what they had disclosed was they liked the consistency in in my page and the cohesiveness and what I stood for, that it was very positive and uplifting. And I was like, great, because that's exactly what I be trying to push. Like, I'm a positive Patty, you know what I'm saying? I'm not here to compare myself or have people compare themselves to me. I'm here to inspire other people, whether women or men, to let them know that, like, even if you have certain issues or disabilities or PTSD, mental health issues, anything, trauma, anything happens in your life, you literally can make a choice, a conscious choice to change it. It's hard. It's hard though. It ain't easy. It's not like an overnight thing. But that's really what I try to push. Like, that's really what I stand on. Also recognizing that mental health is very important. It's not something that you can just brush under the rug or cover up with partying or going out all the time, same thing, or shopping to fill a void or whatever. It's like you literally have to sometimes sit and look inwards, recognize your triggers or what things can you do. Cognitive therapy, I believe. Look at once those details come more apparent, or I don't know what to say, y'all, because look, I'm not used to like the whole influencer thing and people looking at my stuff. I really just put it out there for awareness, not so much that. I mean, yeah, that's the aim or goal, but if they feel like I have a voice or make people feel comfortable to speak on and handle those things, then I'm most definitely going to endorse something of that because it's something that helps me, as I'm battling my own mental health issues. But yeah, I just wanted to say that that's something I was very excited about. Like, wow, a whole brand, a whole app has been watching my page and actually likes the content, because I be feeling like sometimes my posts are boring, but I guess, I don't know, they was feeling it, so I appreciate that. I'm super excited about that. Let's see what else. Yeah, my New Year's resolution, like I said at the beginning of this video, is just to be more consistent, and that's in everything that I do, just to be more consistent, enforce my boundaries with no guilt, not feeling like I have to explain myself to anyone about what I'm choosing for my life, and to make myself comfortable as comfortable as possible and my child. These are just some of the things that I was already kind of I was working on, but I said I'm gonna bring this into 2022. I feel like we all kind of been like in a rut for the past couple years with the pandemic. But I'm not so much a rut. I actually just feel really blessed to get back into my creativity. I'm starting to feel my energy again. I'm starting to get back physical. I'm sweating, Lord. I'm starting to get back. I said all that to say, because I be rambling, y'all. I'm a Gemini, if you didn't know already. If you didn't catch it already, I'm a Gemini. The main thing I said to myself this year is to just live freely. That's all. My resolution is to just be free, like a baby sea turtle. Okay, baby sea turtles, once they hatch out them eggs, they just get to swimming, and the ocean is there. Is they, they oyster, like they just like, I'm out, like I'm free. That's how I feel. So this is my year to stop hiding to a certain degree, stop minimizing myself, stop censoring myself. There's no need to. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's no need. I just want to close this out with leaving you with these things. You are in control of your life. Feel free to set your boundaries and draw your lines as need be. Never feel bad for saying no if it's something that makes you feel uncomfortable. We ain't people pleasing in 2022. Like, the only person that I'm trying to please at this point now, my parents is already pleased with me. It's this man up here, because I'm here for a reason. Like, he put me here for a reason. So, yeah. And the last thing I'm gonna leave you on is love yourself. Love yourself as you are. If you want to make changes to yourself, do that too. But make sure that it's for you, not for a they, not for a he, not for a she, family, nothing, for yourself. Because at the end of the day, it's your life. And you have the 24 hours to control. If you wake up one day and say, I don't want to do this anymore, you ain't got to do it no more. But it's all about making conscious choices. I just wanted to say that with like light and love, as I'm also dealing with my own things. When I speak these things to you guys, it's real. I'm speaking it to me too. Like, we all on the same page. I don't know what to call us yet. Like, a lot of people use that like besties thing, but I know a lot of people as it is, and like that's something else I'll probably talk about in another video, because I think we use the word friend like way too loosely, like that term. Oh, I be losing my train of thought, y'all. I be losing my train of thought. On one side, that's my short-term memory loss, but then on the other side, that's me being a hippie, So it's kind of hard. Like, what I'm trying to leave you on is just that you are in control. You are in control. If you want to change your life, you can change your life. If you want to move to another place, you can move to another place. You just have to set the goals, put the work in, and remove any distractions or naysayers that will get into your head. If I listen to every single person in my life that's told me something negative about an idea or a plan or something I want to do, like, I would literally not even be right here talking to y'all, like, on YouTube. I probably wouldn't have pursued entrepreneurship. I'd probably still be, actually I wouldn't be working the last corporate job that I worked. Anyway, let me stop rambling. Like, comment, subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe if you was feeling this video, if you're feeling my new energy, if you're feeling me living my truth. I want you to live your truth too. I want you to engage. I will engage back. I will speak back. I will talk back. If you feel like you need someone to talk to, message me. Follow me on Instagram. Feel free to DM me. Feel free to reach out to me. All about encouraging others, even while going through my own. It's not a trauma bond. It's a positive bond. That's what I want to create with people. So if you feel like, you want to chit chat, or there's something you want to talk about, because if it wasn't for my close friends, and I know not everybody has people in their life that they feel that they can speak to that way, you can speak to me, baby. Because like I said, this is a safe space, okay? This is a safe space where you can say whatever it is you want to say, feel however you want to feel, with no judgment. That's what I'm trying to bring to my channel. Thank you so much for listening to this whole video. If you have reached to the end, like, comment, subscribe, hit that little bell button. My goal is to at least post something weekly. Well, stay positive, stay safe, and thanks for watching.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes we laugh and sometimes we cry, but I guess you know now.